that I still feel, like even 20 years later. The not so good things, the cough and the lump that like took me and my mom to children's ER, realizing the seriousness of it all, like as they kept bringing in doctors to examine me, just really feeling like I was like punched in the stomach really hard when they told me I had cancer. But I also remember the good things that came out of it, like the love and support that my family and I received from our family, our friends, and the hospital staff, going to heme camp in the summers where for a weekend we weren't the sick kids, we were just kids at camp. And then of course the Make-A-Wish Foundation granting my wish for a new harp. So I think even with all those memories and feelings, my music and my harp have helped me to move past it because they're reminders of how far I've come. Being able to make music on a gift that was given to me at the scariest time of my life, a time that sadly a lot of people don't make it through, is a blessing. I guess they are physical, beautiful reminders of how far I've come, how blessed I am, and that there's still more out there for me. Always wanted to play the harp. Like, I don't know, I was 3, I was 5, saying I wanted to play the harp. So I made that my wish. And I thought about like, oh, a family trip to Hawaii or, I don't know, somewhere exotic. My thought process was, if I wish for this harp, I make it big, I become famous, I'll just take my family to Hawaii. The doorbell rang and I answer the door and there's like all these people and like a news crew and a camera outside, and they're like, we're here to grant your wish. And I was like, all I could do was I just turned upstairs and I was like, Mom, you know, so she knew, of course knew they were coming. But they came in, they brought the harp in, they rolled it in, and they're just like, this is your wish. Like, we're granting your wish, how do you feel? So it's kind of like, I don't know, I think I was still a little bit in shock. So music is a big part of my life because I find it therapeutic and I find it all purposeful. I just think that there's a song or a genre for every moment, every experience, every emotion, including healing and wellness. I love that when you don't have the words. I love that music can speak for you when you don't have those words. And it can speak into you when others don't have the words, and however they're trying to inspire you just isn't landing. I love how music can break through sometimes in ways that, you know, people can't always do. I'm always have some nervous jitters when I perform. But once I like settle down and kind of find a groove, I'd say I move into a feeling of gratefulness. And then it's also a feeling of being humbled to have people come up to me after I play to say how much they enjoyed it, how much they enjoyed the music, how it moved them, how it was a new experience for them. It's really humbling to know that I could do that for someone or be that new experience for someone. When they told me that I had cancer, yes, there was shock and there were tears. But after the tears, I knew that I was going to be okay. Like, that was never a doubt. There was never a doubt in my mind about that. And I think because I knew that I was going to be okay, there was never a reason for me to be anything but optimistic. I knew that the journey wasn't going to be easy, but I knew that there were things for me on the other side of cancer. And as time went on and treatments went on and life went on, I had this feeling that my illness was not supposed to only be about the illness, and that I was supposed to draw other things from the experience, like tenacity and humility and a deep sense of gratitude, and the importance and impact of community, because the way that my community showed up for me and my family, the way they supported us and they loved us, they, prayed for us, way my parents sacrificed, my siblings sacrificed time with my parents because they were with me. It was just really amazing. So I think a large part of my optimism or my positivity are attributed to my faith and just having a great support system in my community. I hope that, if anything, maybe it spurs people on to do something that they've never done, or to not feel like they can't do something because they haven't seen someone do it before. I do think like a positive attitude goes a long way. Through it all, I just knew what was for me was for me. I hope it helps to like not worry and just really know that what is for you, and what is supposed to happen will happen. If I didn't have access to good health care, I may not be here. And I think it's something that's taken for granted, even just being able to get to health care, right? Like having healthcare institutions within a community or a subset of people who maybe don't have access to a car. So I think access to healthcare is huge, and I definitely applaud Heart of Ohio for intentionally positioning themselves within communities that need them the most. It's sad that resources aren't available to all. And I do applaud them for recognizing that and trying to do something about it, so that people who don't have all the opportunities that maybe someone else does can keep going to, again, like try something that they've never tried before, see something that they've never seen before.